ready when you are.
And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foss. I'm touching base with you as I always do. And my partner in crime is Mr. Chris Edwards. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you today?
Tired. It's been a non-stop week, but it's good because at least I'm getting paid for some of it.
And it's Friday.
And I still got a lot to do. Oh, just so everybody know, my board approved my buyer. So now we move. That's one more step forward.
Come on.
Like that I have to say they did a good job in expediting that. I was so happy that they expedited that. The board really did a good job. So that's behind us, and now it's all about the closing date. So
okay.
I have to talk to my lawyer.
To answer your question, yes, it is a little bit.
It
soft.
is?
Yeah, okay. On my end. When I'm watching the broadcast, yeah, it is. But like I said, I figured it out over the weekend because I have to.
Yeah. We are not playing with any buttons today.
No, we're not.
Where is everybody? Like it's a ghost town today. What's going on?
Let's see. I'm in the wrong feed.
You're in the wrong feed.
No. I'm in the right feed. I'm looking at the wrong video.
Are we in the wrong feed? Wait, Bryce
no,
is the first person in the room.
Wow.
Bryson?
Come on, Bryson.
Bryson says, "What's up, Rob? What's up, Chris? What's up, everybody? Happy Cardi B Day. Happy New Music Fridays. Welcome to the weekend."
Just her album dropped today. I was listening to it this morning as I was shaving. I haven't listened to the whole entire album. I think I only got 4 songs in, but it's Cardi B. Listen, I will say this: her rollout for the promotion of this album has been spectacular.
Really,
she's been doing her own marketing campaign. So, for instance, she just finished a court trial.
Yeah, she was being sued in Manhattan on a car.
Right. Well, she was being sued by some lady from a couple of years ago, and of course, the case she was found not guilty, whatever. But
the woman that threw something at her or something like that.
She said that the woman alleged that Cardi B hit her like in the face, whatever, this and that. But there was no proof of it, and this and that. So she won that case. Cardi B did.
Okay.
But she made a whole campaign out of that, and then because of the fact she had to go to court, she now because she's got 3 babies now, and actually now she's got a 4th on the way. She's pregnant again. She was in the streets selling her album. She was doing these special album covers of pictures of her from the courtroom. She was like, I got to pay these bills and I got to support my family. So please sell me, buy me on my album. She was on Jamaica Avenue. Remember back in the day when Jamaica Avenue was Jamaica Avenue? And
people sold their CDs and people used to sell their CDs.
They had them on the blanket on the ground.
Yes,
and then, they were selling them. And when the cops came, you rolled them up and you moved to the next block. She did that. She was selling them on the subways in between, on the cars. It was a really good rollout to the launch of her album last night. And I believe last night she was on Apple Music performing her couple songs from her album. So she had a whole big I don't know if this was her PR team that thought this up or she did, but it was brilliant.
Really? I heard she was giving out CDs or selling her CDs. And
she was selling CDs.
I'm not a Cardi fan, but I'm not against her either. I just don't listen to her music.
You have to love her hustle.
It was very appreciative of who she is.
Yeah, you have to love her hustle.
She's a hustler.
Yeah,
she's from the Bronx.
She's always been a hustler. Yeah, she's always been a hustler, and she believed in herself and knew that she was going to make it. She was even on a reality show, Love and Hip Hop. And she said that I'm just not going to just do this. I'm going to make it big in the music industry. And a lot of people from Love and Hip Hop are artists, and they try to make it really big. And she's been one, if not the only one, to make it to superstardom.
Wow.
and won Grammys and all the accolades. And she has been authentically herself the entire time. Listen, from the Bronx, a stripper. She has no qualms about it. She doesn't apologize for it. She's now, like I said, she just announced her pregnancy. This is going to be her fourth child. And this is with her newest boyfriend, because her baby daddies from the other three, they're no longer together anymore. But,
Oh, really?
yeah. See, Bryson, you should be in here telling all this. This is
Right.
your category.
This was definitely a rundown on Pop.
Yeah, sorry.
That was good, Chris. You just lit up with all of the Cardi B information.
Well, you know what? Listen, I'm tired of the doom and gloom. I'm tired of all the other crap. So I got to find some joy in other places. And this gave me a little joy this morning. When we're done, I'm going to finish the album.
You said, I am done with the gloom and doom. I tell you, I hear that. I hear you, buddy. And I've been working hard. You know what? I think I can share this with you all. So these are some of the photos. I mean, they'll see them today because I sent out the link to Adrian. But I'll share some photos from. Like I said, it's been a busy week. It's been an extremely busy week, and I've had a chance to. Yesterday, I spent the whole day. That was the last 2 days, editing photos, and so now that I've revamped my website. I'm doing what Chris has taught me is that now for my you Chris so now instead of sending I'll send the pictures out to the clients when they need it for through we retransfer. But what I'm this is the first time doing it with this client is now they can go straight to my website to get their photos. So now it lives on my website, you see? So it's on the website, but it's not on the tab. It's in a private place.
Yes, that's how I used to do mine.
And then here's all the photos from the golf tournament.
And they can download them right from there.
Yeah.
And you see the transactions going through. Like you can have them, if they have a balance, you can have them pay for it, check it out and pay for it. Or,
in this case, it's a charity, so it's just a fundraiser. So you can just download, right click on it, and it's done. But look at the shots. I mean, I have to tell you, it's my first golf.
Come on, sports photographer.
And here we go. I mean, you can see them, right? You can see them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So these are the gentlemen that won the tournament.
Okay,
they came ready.
Their outfits together.
They had the outfits. They were all set up and ready to go. And then I got some stills. Like
that's a lovely photo. I love that, the silhouettes against the blue sky.
We were in the golf cart, and then I said, Nancy, stop. I said, stop the cart. Stop. Oh, sorry, I lost the feet. I said, stop the cart. Stop the cart. I said, because, I saw them walking across the edge, and we were down the hill, and they were walking across the edge, and the sun was behind them. And I said, oh my gosh, a perfect silhouette with the golfers. And look at, I don't know if you can see. Wait, hold on a second. Can I bring this? I can't. I don't know if I can. Can I? Sometimes with Apple you can do this, but I can. There we go.
Yeah.
But look at this.
It's perfect. That's what's like the silhouette.
And it's the composition of rhythm. You see the composition of rhythm?
Mm-hmm.
Look, 1, 2, 3. Their legs, 1, 2 legs are going the same way. Then one person's going one way, and then the other one joins the other two. So you got 3 people doing the same leg movement, and then the one next to the end is not. So you're breaking what's called the rhythm of composition rhythm. So anyway, I was like, oh my gosh, it's perfect. And obviously everything came together. So, and this is the golf tournament. It was a lot of work to get out the cart. You got to frame the shot. You got to get low, get high, change your angles. This girl was absolutely amazing. So what they had to do was she's a pro golfer, and they had
Mm.
to compete against they donate a certain amount of money at her hole to try to, you know, win money or give money. So and they could not beat her. I don't think anyone beat her. This girl, when she hit that golf ball, and you know, it's mainly all men. I mean, it was a couple of women, but they just they just looked at her like it just sucked all the air out of them. Because they were like, she just hit that ball. I mean, she said, and that's all you heard was out, and that was it. And I was like, this girl. I mean, but look at her form, and I was able to capture her.
Listen, God bless those that can golf and that love golf, because it's a sport that is not easy to play. My
Golf
uncle
is
is a
not easy.
my uncle is an avid golf player, and I remember when I went to go visit him. This is many many years ago, probably even like 2 decades ago, probably. He
There's
lived
your
in
boy
Chicago.
Adrian.
When you went to his apartment in his living room, he had a little putting thing set up in his living room. It's like, dude, it's not that serious, but it is. And then he took me, like, he picked me from the airport, and we went straight to a golf course. I'm like, I don't want to go to a golf course.
Yeah, it's a but it's the kind of sport that deals are made in, because you have conversation, you're talking, you're sharing, you're in the cart, you're moving from hole to hole, you're out there in the outdoors, you're going, you know, it's a great sport. However, it is a lot of work on the body, the turns, the hits, how the body moves all the way back. So that's why a lot of golfers have bad backs,
Mm-hmm.
and because of those movements. Anthony says, and I'll put on here. Anthony says, golf is 90% form. I have a love-hate relationship with golf. Okay,
And the
nice.
form is not intuitive, because when you think of like good posture, golf does not promote good posture and how you have to hit that ball. And that's why I think a lot of them have back problems.
Oh, look at this. Anthony says, I want to shout out Ron and Focus Friday. Since the last Focus Friday, I've ditched Etsy. Yes, that's what I did. And opened up shop on Pixit, which I'm going to do as well. Thank
Okay.
God for this community. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Agent says, hold on, chat. I just logged on. What are we saying about my form? No, it's not about
Nobody
you,
saying something
dude.
about your form.
But Anthony talks about he likes golf, a hate and love relationship, and he says all about the form. So, but this is Adrian right here. You can
Come
check
on,
out
Adrian.
his form, and so a lot of work went into this, obviously, to get the edits right. But look at these shots. The shots, I mean, the photos came out pretty cool, and got some really good shots in there. I got a lot more to do, as in the actual tournament itself, but went through these, and you can see a lot of people showed up and were supporting this charity. And so beautiful. And you can just look at I mean, the shots. I just love, I really do love photographing golf. And so I hope, and maybe this will open up other doors for doing this sport. I really had a good time photographing these folks. And then after each hole, I got a chance to spend, kind of like laugh it up with them and take pictures of them in their groups, and then all the sponsors that were there. So it was a good tournament, and
Awesome.
great people showed up and showed out. Everyone was so kind. Everyone was so nice, and so there you have it. And that's one. But this is, so Chris, thank you so much for this. I mean, this is really. I know.
Oh, please.
I know I could do this on Pixit as well, but I wanted to say, you know what? I had not used my website in this way, and now
You're
it
paying
feels
for
good to
this.
have everything. Yeah, I pay for my website every year.
You pay for this service, It's included. It's just a matter of you knowing how to set it up, and then also now you have your own place where you can keep all of your content for your clients. You're not using some third party software or application or service. This is all within the confines of Ron Lewis Photos. You don't go anywhere else with it.
And then this was the in the what they call the view, and this is where they had actual the what do you call it, foods and refreshments after, and then they gave away all of the awards. I should say the winners stuff. So they had raffle, they had they gave away a lot of stuff, and again these were the big winners, and they came to show up, they came to win, and again everyone was there, sponsors, people there to support, and this is the
those were some shirts, man.
Foundation, the shirts are amazing. The girls had the women had they had shirts as well.
I see the Friends one.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It was good. It was a good event. Like I said, beautiful event, and we had a great time. So again, these are all located on my website, but they're in a private page for for the client.
Right.
And I am glad to be able to use it because I set it up. It sets up nice. It looks really good. And
each client can get his own like separate thing. So you see it on the back end, but they will only see what you give them access to, which is really, really nice feature.
So they can go in here if they wanted to. I don't, like I said, I didn't put up the purchase feature on this particular.
Well, I mean, most times your clients have already paid for the stuff anyway, so it's just a matter of like just download, and they can just check it out, and you put it like 0. And what it does, it keeps a record of when people have downloaded stuff, because you get notified when they want to download it.
So good, it's good stuff. I like it. I do like it. But thank you, Chris, for
You're welcome.
suggestion, because I said, you know what, now that the website has been redone, it just makes sense to do it. So again, and I wanted to also share some of the photos with you guys from the golf tournament, which was a lot of fun.
Now, if you allow me, I want to do a little self-promotion and thank yous as well. So I told you last weekend, TJ actually flew up from Tennessee, and we all went to the Marcus Malcolm fashion show, and Joseph McCrae was the featured fashion designer for that show. So we drove up. We had a little adventure, and we did some video and stuff like that. So I'm going to just show you a recap of it, reel that we did on Instagram. And by the way, Ronald put this together. So let's see. All right, so here is the video.
Dress that's in the ticket, right? Mm-hmm. It's someone's house. It's someone's brownstone.
Some people say walking takes too long.
Paid VIP tickets to have premium seats, and there is nowhere for us to sit.
Look and then walk. Joseph McCrae's mom came right around that corner and just like zoomed right past you. Like, and you can see the fierceness in the model. Well, the one thing that I like to say, because we noticed that, he's building his team, and it was really nice to see the people that he had around supporting him. From the makeup artist, the hairstylist, and then his personal assistant, and then
photo shoot. Pause.
I want to get back to the Joseph McCrae of it all, but I also want to talk about the show first. Once all of the rigmarole was done, it was actually a really decent show.
I just gotta get it, watch me go. I just gotta get it, watch me go. I just gotta get it, watch my new beat.
And then, I had to say a special thank you to the viewers. These past several months, and especially this particular season, we've done exceptionally well. And that is all because of the people that watched this show.
Check this out.
Good job, sir.
So,
how did it feel to be a part of Fashion Week?
It was actually really nice. It was my first time actually participating or being a part of something like that for Fashion Week in New York. As long as I've lived there, I've never actually gone. But what was really nice, so this is, and please go and watch this episode. We had a special bonus episode that we dropped last Wednesday, that basically takes you on this little adventure that we had. And we talk about our experience, because none of this would have been possible if we didn't reach out to Joseph McCray. So for those that don't know who Joseph McCray is, Joseph McCray was a contestant on this season of Project Runway, season 21. And we do a recap show every week, and we've been featuring Project Runway as our recap show. About 3.5 weeks ago, we did an episode that talked about him leaving the show. And, we did like our regular reels and stuff like that. And we had this little thing where it was like, Justice for Joseph McCray. He saw it. He had reposted it. We reached out to him. This was all on Monday. And then the following Sunday, we had him on the show. We recorded it and we put it out the following Monday. During that conversation, even before we did the show in private, he said he invited us to the show. Then he publicly invited us while we're recording. And, a lot of times when people ask you to do stuff and invite you places, you don't think they're being for real. But we took them seriously. And then also what was really nice is that I don't even know if he thought that we would really show up. And we showed up. And then there was a little kerfuffle when we got there, because we paid for VIP tickets, a VIP experience with swag bags and assigned seating. So this fashion show is called Marcus Meets Malcolm, and it's on 120th Street between Marcus and Malcolm. And we paid for VIP seats, and when we got there, there were no seats available. And we're like, they were like, well, you can stand up there. Like, no, you don't understand. We paid good money to have VIP experience.
Yes.
I said, you need to figure it out, because we drove for 2.5 hours. He flew from Tennessee. Figure it out. So one of the women, really nice young lady, she said, all right, give me a couple minutes. Let me see if I can figure it out. Things happen for a reason. If we would have got there, another thing too is the address on the Eventbrite tickets were wrong. Wow. We were on the other side of town, so we had to walk across. We got there early. We got there early so we can, get ourselves set up and whatever. We walked across town, got to the right spot. And anyway, she got 3 seats, put it at the front of the stage. And where you saw us recording was from the very front. We could actually see all the models before they were to hit the runway. We could see behind the scenes. So things happen for a reason. If we would have got there on time and there would have been no issue, we probably wouldn't have been as close to where we were. And because of that, because of where we were seated, Joseph McCray saw us from backstage and came out and greeted us before he even brought his models out. Wow. I think he was shocked that we actually showed up. We're like, yeah, we said we were going to come, so we came. And then afterwards, we went backstage and we were able to just kind of talk with him, see him interact with all the, his fans and then his team and everything. And it was just a really special moment. It was a full 360 moment. And, we're hoping that this is just the start of something that's a little bit bigger than where we even imagined it could be. So, keep your eyes peeled. Hopefully, we'll have some big things coming in the future, but please go and watch that YouTube video. It was put out on Wednesday. It's on the official conference call on YouTube. You can just go to either my Instagram page or the conference call on Instagram and get links to the YouTube page to watch the video. But a special thank you again to Mr. Joseph McCray and, everyone that's been watching. All right, that's my plug for the day.
That is, look, you started out as, it's just a labor of love of your love for the show, and now you're meeting people from the show, and who knows what opportunities will happen from here. Absolutely, you never know. You never know. Again, I'm a believer of just put yourself out there. Yeah. And you have to put in the work. This stuff just doesn't happen. And like I said, it happened really fast, but we all said, you know what, let's just do it. My belief is, and what I truly believe in, is that always go out and do it. Ask people if you can do it. Because here's the thing, if they say no, you're in the same spot you were in before you asked. There you go. We asked,
he said yes, and then all this just kind of snowballed into this.
It's nothing like Fashion Week. Fashion Week is.
Yeah.
I didn't shoot this year. I haven't shot Fashion Week in 2 years, and I used to get excited and get all ready for Fashion Week and be at the shows. And I love photographing Fashion Week. Is one of my favorite things to do. It's just it's so much work.
It's a lot of work.
You are photographing all these models and all these people, and you don't get paid to do it. So I was like, I think I can do better with my time. And I mean, now some of the photographers that you see at Fashion Week, they do get private gigs from it.
Yes.
Or they'll have models that come into town, and they know that they're coming into New York for they haven't been usually the only time they come to New York is during Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And they need to upgrade their portfolio.
Yes.
So what they will do is hire you to do those headshots. But a lot of times they don't want to pay, because most of the time they just want to do what they call trade.
Yeah.
So you get the right to the photos, and then you take the photos, or they get headshots.
But you said something that's really important. Like a lot of these photographers, when they do Fashion Week, they don't get paid, but it's a way for them to cut their teeth and get into the fashion industry. Because, the one thing is, when you do these photos and the other people see them, clients, fashion designers will say, "Hey, you took that photo. I want to hire you now to do a campaign, and this is how you get the work." So it's a great way to cut your teeth and get into doing photography for fashion if you've never done it before, and that's what you want to do. This is what you do. You go and photograph Fashion Week.
Well, it's amazing how you can get into it. I mean, just for those who have always wanted to do Fashion Week, I know several photographers have approached me and said, "How do I photograph Fashion Week?" And what I ended up doing when I had just arrived back home from South Africa, came home, and I always wanted to do Fashion Week, but I didn't have any connections. So what I did was I bought my VIP ticket, like you did, Chris. I bought the VIP and ticket to my first big Fashion Week show. And that gave me access to the front row.
Mm-hmm.
And then I brought my camera, and I just took photos as a freelancer. And then I posted all those photos. The next year, the fashion house called me and said, and sent me invitations. So I photographed with that fashion house for about 3 years. And every year they expect me to come, but I was like, you know what? Not this year. And it's crazy I said, scratching my word, crazy. It is a wild experience. Because you are literally working with probably roughly about 40 to 50 other photographers in what they call the press area. So we're all sitting on these risers, and certain people get certain seats, and Getty always gets their seat, and another company will get their seats, and there's the house photographer gets theirs, and then you work around where you're going to sit, and you literally have to stake out your spot in order to get your shot and wherever you want to be.
And it's vicious.
I'm telling you, the other photographers are vicious. They're cursing at each other. They're upset. They're like, "I want that spot. Blah, 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 blah. I was here first." I mean, like children. It is so. And so like I said, I did it for the first 3 years of my photography career as a professional photographer. One, it opens doors to, because when you can shoot Fashion Week, it opens up other doors also for like headshots and all other stuff that you do, because the Fashion Week pace, that when you're photographing models on the catwalk, you are clicking as they're moving, and the lighting and the situations keep changing with every step. So it really enhances your abilities to photograph. And
plus you're competing against all those other photographers in that press pit. Because everyone has the same view, but the question is, which photographs look better, and which house is going to pick up your photo?
And so it's an experience, let me tell you. And I've gained a lot of friendships through my fashion week, photo week, because then you find the good folks. One of my, it was out, and I'll go to something on Instagram after this. I always share my favorite story is that we were there. I was there, photographed, getting set up before the show was starting. And these photographers were just outlandish. They were just so rude. Like some of the people were walking by, the guests of the house, and they were screaming at the guests not to be in the way, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I ended up sitting on the floor in the very front, like in the very beginning area of the press corps. And so I'm sitting there, and then there's a woman sitting next to me. And she and I are looking at each other like, and she says, they probably can't even shoot. Because the ones that are the loudest can't they can't. I mean, they.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean. Their photos are not the best. so
they never are.
We're talking back and forth, and then then we had such a great time and rapport with each other. And so then I said, oh, are you on Instagram? She says, yes. I said, would you like to exchange Instagram accounts? She goes, sure. And her name is Diane. And so I turned to her page, and I was like, wait a minute, you shoot for Vogue. I said, you and I sitting here on the floor, and you shoot for Vogue. She goes, there's no big deal. I said, no way, that's a big deal. She's one of the only black female photographers for Vogue. And so we're sitting there like laughing, and I was like, now they should have a special seat for you. And but you never know who you're going to meet. And she and I are good friends to this day. And I do want her to come on to the show. Maybe she will one day. But she is an amazing photographer, and she's been shooting for Vogue for decades. And she's just amazing. We usually cross paths in the city on Fashion Week, or we will meet, and we have certain models we are friends with, and we would end up talking to those models, and just it's like a party, it's like a reunion for those that are friendly and kind. But I was like, wait a minute, you shoot for Vogue. And then she says, would you like some of my cashew nuts? I said, sure. We were having a little picnic while we were doing Fashion Week together. So again, if you are interested in doing Fashion Week, I always say, you don't have a seat in, create a seat, buy a seat, and just become a VIP. Take those shots. It's your opportunity to shoot your best shot, and then post them on the
and make sure you're tagging the right people. Make sure you're tagging the right people.
Tag
the clients. Yes. Tag the models. Tag the designers.
House designers. Yeah. Yes, that's what I did. I did exactly that. And before you know it, they start reaching out to you. And the following year, you have all these invitations are coming in your mail, in your email box, and saying, hey, would you like to photograph our show? Or here's the press corps. This is the time that you need to do, blah, 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 blah. I just haven't done it in 2 years. I still get invitations, but
though, it's something once you've done, it's like, okay, yeah, I've done it. Unless like this is your bread and butter, like, okay, I don't need to do this again.
Yeah. And I'm not a fashion photographer.
Yeah.
I just love the experience of it. I mean,
it's nothing like it. It's different.
The attitude,
the energy.
I love when I was in college. I was a model. What do you call it? A modelizer.
Modelizer,
whatever you want to call it. I love models. I was just like always fascinated by the world of fashion and modeling. But anyway, Chris, what's going on in your world for this week? What's happening? Hey, speaking of fashion photographers in the building, Mr. Omar Ramos is in the building.
Yes, happy Friday, sir.
Now, this is he's the fashion model, whisperer. He can photograph every model. He's been to, Omar has photographed some of the biggest fashion houses in New York, I would say in America. So yes, Mr. Omar. Speaking of fashion and Fashion Week, but again, Fashion Week ends, I think, today.
I think today's the last day of it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't yesterday.
Everybody packs their bags and have gone home for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're not talking anything about Trump today. No more crazy today. This is our time to just relax. It's Friday. If you have Instagrams or YouTube channels that you are excited about that inspire, encourage, and inform, make sure you put it into the comment box so that way we can bring it up on the screen and celebrate it with you. And you can give it to people that are in this community that are watching, that they can be tuned into these amazing accounts as well. Anthony says, speaking of fashion photographer, Omar is in here. So, yep, there we go. The king of fashion photography in this community for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's done a lot of work there. I mean, we know Omar's story. And so Chris, do you have anything?
Oh, not off the top of my head. I know I was so badly prepared.
Badly prepared.
Bad co-host.
Don't let
co-host.
Gwendolyn hear that. The Virgo in her will let you know.
She's still celebrating. Actually, I'm going to be talking to her a little bit later today. So
you're going to be talking to her later. Yeah. So but let me give you this one gentleman. I think his account is. I mean, he has 70,000 followers, and what's good about his account is that he's always informing. He's always informing about health, and I tune in. I get he drops these tips every day, or I should say, not every day, but every week for sure. And here we go. And let me just go to the account itself so you can see the account. Let's pop that up real quick. And here we go. Let's get the account up. Okay. There we go. So 70, this is VV_ABU abundance. So there we go. And that's 70K followers and talks a lot about health and good foods. He says, yeah. So let's go there. So on this one, he's talking about salmon.
Salmon is farm raised. You need Alaskan sockeye salmon or king salmon. But the Atlantic salmon is all farm raised. The reason that it has its color to it is because they add dyes to it. And when it's farm raised, there's a lot of contaminants. The salmon is getting fed fish food, but like the lowest quality fish food ever. They're filled with PCBs, which are polychlorinated biphenyls, which is super bad for you. The salmon looks gray before they add the color to it. So it's super nasty. All of the salmon are like in the same container. Sometimes the salmon end up like cannibalizing themselves in the farm raised shit. A lot of contaminants, a lot of microplastics. So we want that sockeye wild caught salmon whenever we are buying salmon. When you're buying salmon, remember all Atlantic salmon is.
So there you go. And then he has also.
If you want to prevent dementia, Alzheimer's, and other neurodegenerative diseases, we have to make sure that we're cleaning and flushing our brain out every night, right? So our body has the lymphatic system, and that uses lymph, a clear fluid that has proteins and white blood cells in it to clean the body out. Our brain has a glymphatic system, and that uses cerebrospinal fluid and blood in order to clear the brain out. So when we go to sleep, our brain cells shrink so that the fluid can get through the brain and clear out all the toxins, the lectins, the lipopolysaccharides, the amyloids. Amyloids are shed molecules that break off from healthy bacteria and then travel up the vagus nerve to the brain and multiply in the brain. In order to ensure that we're flushing all of those things out, we have to have enough blood to travel to the brain when we go to sleep. So when we eat too close to the time that we go to sleep, the blood is being used to digest food and not to help our cerebrospinal fluid travel to the brain and clear out our brain. So you can't eat 4 hours before you go to sleep in order to have that process work the best, because the lymphatic system works best during the beginning of our sleep cycle. If your schedule isn't allowing you to not eat at that time, you have to have a wash day where you don't eat dinner that day to allow that your brain to recover. If you're eating too close to the time you go to sleep, if you're eating a late night snack, if you're not getting enough sleep, your brain is not going to be flushing itself, and then it's going to have all these toxins and amyloids in it.
Good stuff, right? And he always has these tips, and he does a lot of research. I be saying, like, when I listen to him, I'm like, I mean, he gives you lots of good information and scientific information, research, and all that stuff. So I thought that was really good. So there you have it, and you can just go through his page. There's lots of information, and he's always bringing up something about health. And so it goes VV, I say, and also he has a link as well. Any others out there? Any suggestions from the? Oh wait, Elise has something in there. I see. Elise has something there. Yeah. And Ford Jor Studios. Okay, let's go there. This is how you do it. You saw, for those that want to follow, this is how you do it. Elise did it the correct way. Okay, let me get that in here. Sure. There we go. It should come up. And there we are. And let's get it up here on the screen. We have Ford Jor Studio for 440.6K followers. Derek Jor. Okay, let's check it out. It is, if our Elise has suggested it,
it's art.
It's art related.
I will love you anyway.
Much has got music going. Music going. Next one. I want to get in trouble. I get flagged quickly. They flag you quickly on YouTube now. But nice. I like this.
Because it's AI driven.
Now, I've always been fascinated with art and jazz. Just my thing. I used to have several pieces in my house. I still have one. I'm always fascinated by artists, the work that goes into this stuff,
the technique
and the patience. I don't have the patience.
I mean, you have to realize some of these pieces take months to do. It's not something you just sit there and do in one sitting. A lot of times, it's a process.
Look at this one. This is beautiful. I like how it has all the colors. You can see the
beauty shop
for
nails,
the nail polish.
Yeah.
And then is this the color? What's sorority? The female sorority? Is it?
AKA.
AKA.
Pink and green.
Yeah, pink and green.
You're considered a luminary of the art.
Today, we are looking at artwork Jazzland, created by the professional artist Derek Forjor. His work often focuses on the African American experience through cultural rituals and social gatherings. When looking at visuals, the C questions help us to sharpen skills in observation, evidence, explanation, and inquiry. Let's begin. I see a musical performance happening on stage. There is a lady singing and musicians playing various instruments. There is an audience in the background. Today, we are looking at artwork Jazzland.
I like that. Yeah. She's giving the
narrating.
Yeah. Look at this. This is really cool. Nothing like the African American what do you call it? The band competitions.
Marching band. No, there's another name. There's another name they use for it, and it eludes me right now.
Mm-hmm. Gordon Parks Foundation. Good stuff. Okay. Look at that. Thank you, Elise. Elise, this is a good site. This is a good one. Oh, this
as always.
This is great. Following now.
How this project came about is divine intervention. I just wanted my music to be printed on vinyl. That's all I ever wanted was a kid.
Okay. Okay. Any others in the building? Any others?
I don't see anything yet.
Omar says, yeah, you will be flagged. They will get you on it. YouTube does not play. I mean, it just a second over. You are being flagged. They will flag you. They will flag you. So there you go. You have that. Okay. Any others out there? Any others? Any others? Okay.
None so far.
Okay. Well, you know, I always have a lot of stuff in here. So where's my Focus Friday? Where's my
Battle of the Bands. Yes. Thank you, Elise. That's what that is.
And I had also, we did that one. There was one a couple of weeks ago. I think I got them all. Yeah. I didn't add anything this week because I've been running around.
Like a madman.
Like a madman. Okay. There was, hold on a second. I'm not going to talk about that. No. And y'all know about her. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, we won't talk about it. That's it. I don't have any other things. I have nothing else to give you. What time is it? It's 11:47.
We still got some time.
I am. Let me tell you something.
What are you doing this weekend?
Well, this weekend is going to be. I am truly packing the house up to this weekend. This weekend, I am packing. As a matter of fact, I got to send an invoice out for a photo shoot I did on Tuesday. And I have all those photos that I get, like, you know, get all the samples together and put them in their folder, which now that I'm using on my website. So get those out. The invoice goes out today. I am preparing for a big photo shoot next week. I just got that stuff done early this morning. So I was up early this morning getting that accomplished. But I have to go back to my oncologist today. So I need to pop up town. So I'm going to ride the bike uptown and then ride back. So I'm going to do that. And I might make a stop to Little Italy today.
Were you there like last week?
I was there Sunday.
I saw a photo of you. You posted.
Yes, because I want to go. I gotta get this. It's a good day to eat food. So I probably stop by because I love Little Italy during the festival.
Good pasta.
Everything is. I did not get gelato when I was there on Sunday because I had such a great pasta meal. But I said, maybe I'll stop by this today and celebrate the week with some gelato.
There's something about some good gelato, man. And here's the thing. The first time I actually had gelato was when I went to Italy. And of course, nowhere else can compare to that. I mean, it's good, but there's something about eating it in Italy. Chef's kiss.
I had never, it was, Adrian had invited me to Malta. And so I combined two countries together. So I went to Malta, but I also made sure I spent time in Italy, in Milan. And when I was in Milan, I was like, oh, this is so cool. And but it was my first time, my first day there. And I think the lady at the desk, she says, I said, is there any great places to eat around here? Any desserts?
Everywhere.
And she says, oh, there's a gelato place up the block. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, what's gelato? So I didn't dare ask. I didn't want to sound like an ignorant American. But I went up the block and I saw, and it was so funny because everywhere you went, you saw gelato shops. It was like they were everywhere. And I went in for some and I was like, oh.
Addicted.
Ever since.
My first gelato experience was in Milan also. On a little side street. And, like you said, everyone has, and, from stall to stall, it's like they have different flavors. Yes. But then I also had it in Venice. Let me tell you something. In Venice, it was so good. I mean, it's the texture, the creaminess of it. And it's the flavor is like, it just punches through. Sometimes when you have ice cream, like, they say it's a flavor, but it's not.
It's the
like,
texture.
It's the texture and the
Yeah.
pungency of the flavor. Oh,
How many people in this community like gelato? Gelato.
gelato, yes.
Many people like gelato.
But I will say though, Italy is expensive, especially Milan. Very expensive. Food's
Milan,
expensive.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but I was staying in the hood, so
Yeah, don't stay in the touristy areas or in the center
no,
of town.
you don't go down. Yeah, I stay in the. I'm always looking for the neighborhoods. I was really in the middle of the neighborhood. I walked out my hotel, which was I think called the New Hotel, the NU Hotel, NU Hotel, and it was very, very modern, minimalist, like literally just a bed, a dresser, and this huge dome light, and everything was so minimalistic. And then I walked out. And then up the block was a neighborhood. I was just in a neighborhood, and I went to the family restaurants where they had pizza, and they made they had the brick oven pizza, and you see them making it and creating. I love Milan. I mean, it's one of my.
Anthony said his first experience of having gelato was in Venice, also.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow! And Elise said she
such
loves
a beautiful
gelato.
city.
Yeah. If you haven't had it, get some.
Yeah.
Here in New York City, we have them everywhere now. So it's like that. I mean, it was so funny because the place that I had my gelato in Italy, then 2 years later opened up a place here in New York City.
Oh wow!
And so then I went down to them and I said, this place looks familiar. I said, I've seen this before, and I think I saw it in Milan. And he says, yeah. And then, so the owner and I became good friends. I even wrote about them in my blog. And we started talking. And so, and then next thing you know, now they got 4, maybe 5 now locations here in New York City.
What's the name of the place? Do you remember?
I'll get that to you. I'll put it in it's Amano or something. But it's so good. It's very, very clean, elegant place to go into. And so I used to go in, and he used to give me extra scoops and stuff like that. I'd be like, oh, I want to try this. I want to try that. Yeah. So I'm going to have gelato today. I'm celebrating the weekend with gelato and packing the house down. Finally going to really go into the cabinets. I'm doing cabinets this weekend.
Okay.
So all the kitchen cabinets are getting cleaned out. All the pots and pans that I don't use are getting packed away. Hold
on. You say you're moving out of there on the 27th, right?
I know. I changed my moving date because because well, maybe I probably shouldn't, because I didn't know they were gonna fast track my application. So like I said, for those that when I first came on today, the board approved my buyer. So you can't, because I live in a co-op, so they just put the application in on Friday last week.
Yeah, but do they have to do like their monthly meeting? Is that where they
they have to meet together, and then everyone has to be there. So they had to go through the person's record or her, in this case,
financials and all that.
Financials, history, letters. It's hard to get into this co-op. It really is. But once you're in, you're in. But she got approved yesterday. So I was like, yes, one step closer to being free. So, but yeah, so now, so closing will probably be sometime in October. I do not want it to go into November. It's bad enough that it's going into October, but that's okay. So, and then I'll be hanging out with Mr. Age. Adrian's nickname is Age.
Oh, okay.
And Elise says, we got a great tour for a trip to Italy, but together for us, that was great. Yeah, if you can go to Italy, if you never experienced it, it's wonderful. I know there's some places in Italy that I know some people say they don't have as great experiences as being Black, but I have never had a bad experience. So.
I can attest to that. I mean, I love going there, and I love experiencing some things. But I will say the things that they say about interactions with certain people and being of a certain color is absolutely true. I had an incident at the hotel I stayed at, and now mind you, I'm a Hilton Honors member, and wherever I travel, I try to stay at like Hilton. And I stayed at a Hilton in Milan, and I remember, I don't think it was the last. It was like the second to last day. I went down to have breakfast in the restaurants, and I ordered like basic like eggs, ham, and like gluten-free toast. And when it came out, like I didn't get the ham, so I said to the waiter, I said, I did not receive the ham, whatever. And then they, went back, got it for me. When my bill came, I was charged double. And I said, this is not right. I didn't order two things, whatever. And then like the manager came out, was really kind of nasty. I was like, listen.
Wow.
And then when he saw that I was a Hilton's Honor member, he apologized and, he took it off my bill. I'm just like, so you mean to tell me if I wasn't a honors member, you would have been nasty to me and tried to say that I was trying to not pay for my meal, like the extra things they put on there when I didn't actually have it. So yeah, like I have that one experience. I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I don't need to come back here. If I ever come back to Milan, I'll stay somewhere else.
Yeah, I haven't had that experience, and neither did I have it in Malta. Malta was really fun. I was so glad Adrian invited me to Malta. He was like, "Yo, Pop, I'm in Malta. You're gonna love this." I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming."
So wait, were you already over in Italy? And then he said, "Come on over," and you just went over.
I was home. He was going on a business trip. He was going to work, and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to be in Malta," and because he had gone there before, and several times before for work, and it's full of historical artifacts and history. And literally, there's literally a what do you call it? A hole in the ground with all of the ancient world. So it's like all these ancient pottery and structures, and so archaeology. If you love archaeology, it's one of the best places to go, Malta. And it just has, and the food and the people, it almost made me feel like, I don't know, maybe it's a bad comparison, but it made me feel like I was the people that are in Malta, and especially on the the islands, because there's 3 islands that make up Malta, and they remind me of Puerto Rico. I don't know why it does. Maybe it's just me, but it just reminds me of the freedom of how when you go to Puerto Rico and the people are free and kind of like very friendly and interactive and sharing and want you to try things. They want you to try their foods. They want you to try their, it was that kind of feeling. I don't know. Maybe it was just me, but I tell you, I had a great time in Malta. I was a loner. I was everywhere by myself. Adrian and I would meet Adrian for dinner. But I was all over the place, and I was like, yes. I said, more trips like this. So, but
living your best life.
And now I'm going to be on my own trips. So Anthony says, Gateway One is a great tour company.
I've heard about that.
I use also, I think, what do I use? I use the one that ABC News uses is Nomads.
There's one I used when I went to Thailand. It's called Affordable Asia. They're actually really good. They do a lot of like Asian countries, and it's really, really good.
I need that one because I'm going to Asia.
Highly recommend them. That first international picture that I took many years ago, that's who I used.
I'm going to look into the Gate now. Anthony, does Gate One do Asia? Because
I think they pretty much do everything, don't they?
Well, some are better at other things. Oh, here it is, Gate One Travel. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna look into it because some places I like to go solo and just do it on my own and just read up and study and then hit the streets. But then there's other places that is beneficial if you go for the first time, especially in a country especially Asia, since I don't speak anything and I can't recognize anything like the writings, I would need a tour guide at first.
Wait, I'm going to stop you right there. Not necessarily. A lot of these phones now, Android and iOS now offer on the spot language translation in their AirPods or on their on the device. So you can literally just like, I'm just going to use iOS as an example because this is the world that I live in. You can have your AirPods plugged into your ear and connected to your phone. And when someone is speaking Italian to you, your AirPods will translate into English on the fly into your ear. Now, if you want to respond to them, you can just talk in English and hold up your phone, and it can either print out what you're saying or it can announce it on the phone so that you guys can have a conversation.
Wow. Okay.
And the same thing with Android. They also just released software that does that as well. And I think the Androids is actually a little bit better.
Anthony says, I haven't had any racial experiences in Europe or South America. Maybe it's because I blend in. I've been mistaken for a local almost everywhere I've been. Maybe they have a
that happened to me
brothers.
In the Middle East. Like when I went to the Middle East, when I had my long beard, they asked me, "Oh, are you from here?" I'm like, "No, I'm American."
Yeah, I can see them. I can see someone thinking you're from the Middle East. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm a chameleon.
You look like my friends from the Middle East. I have friends from the Middle East, though. Yeah. Okay, guys, it is time to let you guys go. It is the weekend. I'm not going to push it. I'm just out of here. I'm going to read. Like I said, I got work to do still, and then I'm going to be out of here and go uptown. And it's probably 84 degrees today, so I'm trying to figure out what to wear. Something light, but tomorrow's gonna be 10 degrees cooler, and that's the
this is that worst season where it's just going up and down, up and down.
We're in transition. It's now we're going into autumn. We're going into autumn.
Yeah, Monday I believe starts autumn.
Yeah, this time next week will be autumn.
Yes.
Next week. Okay, guys. I guess I should do a couple of announcements real quick. Okay, I am an event photographer. If you want event photography, reach out to me. Just slide into my DMs and I will connect with you and we can set something up. Also, if you're in the building, make sure you join the email listing today. So that way we can stay in touch with you. I do not send out lots of emails, but it's just there to kind of stay in contact in case we can't on these platforms in the future. And also, thank you to the Patreon members. You make this possible. We could not do this without the Patreon community. And there are several people in this building that are Patreon members. And if you're not, I don't know why you're not. If you're here every week and if you're here every day, you should be. Support where you can. And every dollar counts to make this happen. And also make sure you join our YouTube channel. If you haven't joined it as of yet, make sure you like and subscribe. That is important. Chris, you want anything? You have anything you had to share?
Yep, I'm gonna roll it. Hello and welcome to the Recap Show. My name is Chris Edwards. I'm here with my other two co-hosts, TJ and Ronald. Every week we join you and recap one of your favorite shows. So don't forget to like our page, to subscribe, and to also hit the notification button so you can get notified every week when we drop new videos. New videos drop every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Thank you guys for watching, and we can't wait to see you guys next week.
There you have it. Okay, guys, we're out. Take care and take care of yourself. Do something wonderful. Look, I'm at the place where I know Don Lemon says turn the TV off. I'm with it. Turn the TV off and turn off all the crazies and all the stuff that's happening in the world. Keep your sanity. Keep your peace. Protect your peace. Because your peace is the most important thing that you can have. Later. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.